Whoa, get a load of that, flying right past me. Oh my god, what are the odds? And there it is, folks. Literally right here in front of us is my master plan starting to finally come into fruition. You guys know I've talked about it more than a few times. It's a little bit annoying at this point, but I've talked about the idea of having a lot of different hotel credit cards that give free night certificates, thus giving you a guaranteed vacation every single year just by holding these cards open. And of course, what is the first card I always talk about when I'm talking about projecting out into the future and getting some of these credit cards? Well, it's always the World of Hyatt credit card first. So I'm happy that we get to finally put all of our ideas into action. And at some point in this video, we are going to be applying and going to see if we were approved or denied for this World of Hyatt credit card. And I guess just starting out, we have to figure out my why, right? My why in the world of Hyatt credit card. You like that? You like that little thing? All right. And again, we know my why, right? My why is that I want to have a low commitment credit card that's going to be giving me outsized value. One specifically that's going to be giving me a free night certificate. So this credit card does come with a free night certificate every card member anniversary, and that's going to be anywhere from a category 1 to a category 4 Hyatt hotel that you can redeem it for every single year that you keep the card open. And while a lot of people mention that the Hyatt footprint is maybe a tenth that of, maybe Hilton properties or Marriott properties, I myself, specifically in all the places that I vacationed in over the last year, have all been at Hyatt properties, and I really haven't had an issue finding them. Of course, they're going to be sparse in certain areas, certain cities, etc., but for me, so far, it's been working. But it also helps when getting this card to kind of figure out where are you going to use this free night certificate every single year. I think a lot of us try to just jump into these credit cards because they have some awesome benefits, but you don't think about the future, right? Like, could you really use it at the same property every single year? Or are you going to get bored of that and try to use it at a different property? Is there a property at a place that you usually like to vacation at, etc., etc.? So for me, at least in the first year, I know I definitely want to use it abroad. We're supposed to be going on a honeymoon, right? At some point, like in the next year, we're going to be going to Italy. I already found a few properties that are a category 4 within Italy that are Hyatt hotels that are very, very nice. But not only Italy, I found some places in Japan that also were category 4s that also looked very, very nice and places we would vacation in. And of course, just the Hyatt Regencies, which is usually a higher level Hyatt brand. Typically, I've seen them all be pretty much around category 3 or category 4, so I know I could usually find them in the cities that I like to vacation in anyway, so that's always just a plus. And of course, it is a credit card that does carry a $95 annual fee, but honestly, just look at the numbers here. If I use it at any of these 3 properties, I mean, I'm pretty much profiting a few $100s, a couple $100s every single year just by keeping the card open. So valuing this card for me is honestly just a no-brainer. And again, a lot of the value that I've been able to garner with this credit card over the last year have all been after the devaluation of Hyatt points at all of their hotels. So even after the devaluations, I still find some incredible value, and most of the time I'm getting at least 2 to 3 cents per point on all of my Chase UR points and all of my Hyatt points. Which brings me to another point and why I got this credit card now, which again, bringing up Italy, I want to stay at the Palazzo Manfredi, right? This is a place that Chad is going to be staying in, and I think it's probably one of the coolest hotels. Hopefully it's not just cool on paper and in the photos, but it literally overlooks the Colosseum. I mean, how much more cool of a hotel can you get than that? And that hotel is probably about 25,000 to 35,000 points every single night. So I gotta kind of build up some Hyatt points, right? I gotta build up some Chase UR points if I want to go and stay there at least for about 3 days is kind of what I'm going for. So the other reason why I got this credit card as well, the sign-up bonus, right? The sign-up bonus on this credit card is after you spend $3,000, you're going to be getting 30,000 Hyatt points, which that alone is going to be paying for at least one night in the Palazzo Manfredi, which for me, I think will end up being worth it. And it's not necessarily just capped there, but part of the sign-up bonus is you're going to be earning 2 points per dollar spent on all things, everything category, for the first 15,000 spend you put on that. However, I do not think I'm going to be able to hit 15,000 spend. If I were to be able to, you would get an extra 30,000 points and another free night certificate, since every 15K you spend on this credit card, you get a free night certificate, which is something that Joshua Butler is going to be doing. He just made a video recently on how he applied for the World of Hyatt credit card, and he thinks he'll be able to hit that 15,000 spend. So he'll get 2 free night certificates and 60,000 Hyatt points, which I think is pretty powerful. Me, I don't think I'll be able to hit that, but at least I think I'll probably be able to gather another 10, maybe 15,000 Hyatt points by the end of the promotional period. Which kind of brings me into a little bit of a side tangent. A lot of people in the credit card community always mention, like, the sign-up bonus sucks. Like, it sucks. The Hyatt credit card, like, why even get that card? The welcome offer is horrible. To which I always reply, I'm like, I don't really think it sucks, man. I think it's actually pretty good. Like, the fact that I could spend $3K, get 30,000 Hyatt points, and to me, a lot of the properties I've stayed in, For Hyatt, we're around 5,000 to some odd 7,000 points every single night. So that then and there is like 3 to 5 nights at a Hyatt hotel, which is basically paying for a pretty nice vacation. So I don't know. I think it's a lot more valuable than people let on. And just the average of my cents per point is about 3 cents per point. 30,000 points would be like $900 in value for 3,000 spent. Basically, a 30% return on your money, which is, I think that's pretty good. So moving right along, that's talking about the sign-up bonus, the annual fees, the free night certificates, the major value I'll be able to get just by holding this credit card every single year, but then some other things that a lot of people don't mention, which is the bonus back multipliers. Now, it's actually not a stiff. It has a lot of different things. 9 points per dollar spent on Hyatt stays, 2 points per dollar spent, a fairly generous travel category, dining, and for me personally, what I think I can actually use this on is 2 points per dollar spent on gym memberships. Now, for right now, I'm still using my Godzilla Trifecta, but in the event that that does get banned, which, let's be honest, it's probably going to get banned in the future, I will then transfer all of my gym memberships over to the World of Hyatt credit card and get that 2 points per dollar spent, which will pretty much give me about 2,400 points every single year just on gym memberships, which again is maybe like half a Hyatt stay. So all these little things add up to a good amount of value at the end of each year, I think. Another bonus with this credit card I think for a lot of people could benefit is it has no foreign transaction fee. Now, of course, it's not the only credit card in the world that has no foreign transaction fee, and there are a plethora of other credit cards that offer better value that also have no foreign transaction fee. But for someone who is very Amex heavy, where Amex is likely not to be accepted in certain countries abroad, I really don't have many cards that I would want to use abroad, and also don't have a foreign transaction fee. I think if nothing else, I could always use this credit card abroad, but again, there's probably a better card out there for me anyway for that. But again, if I just want to spend money with dining out there, I could technically just do the Curve card over to the Freedom Flex and get 3x in dining. Freedom Flex does have a foreign transaction fee, but when you put it through the Curve card, Curve essentially foots the bill, so to speak, for the foreign transaction fees, at least for now, so I can technically use the Freedom Flex and pay no foreign transaction fees whatsoever. So that's a cool little perk. Some of the benefits that are on this credit card that could be beneficial are something like Discovery status, complimentary with the Hyatt credit card, which comes with a plethora of other benefits, one being like upgrades to preferred rooms, if of course it's available. However, being at some Hyatt hotels, I don't really think you need Discover up to get room upgrades. I think if they're just available, they're for the most part going to give it to you, but I guess it's just an added bonus. 2 p.m. late checkout, which of course is always beneficial, but again, I've gotten late checkout at all the Hyatts I stayed in, and I had no status with Hyatt, so I think you could just get it anyway, to be honest, for the most part. So I don't think these things are really beneficial. Which, funny little quick story, when I was in Nashville with Calby, we stayed at a Hyatt Place, or Hyatt House, I'm forgetting which one. I just went ahead and asked for late checkout. I think they gave me 1 p.m. and I didn't have status, didn't have anything. And then a few minutes later, Calby came by, and he went down with his Discovery, or maybe even Globalist status. He went up to them and he says, "Hey, can I get late checkout?" And he looked at him for a second, looked down, and was like, "Let me check." And then he looked at Calby again, and he was like, "Just because you are globalist status, just because of that, we're going to be giving you late checkout." And I was just laughing to myself. I said, this guy, he's really trying to make Calby feel good about himself, just by having, some status. And I just got it without status. So for the most part, I think if it's available, you can get room upgrades, you can get late checkout. Just depends if it's available or not, whether or not you have status. So I don't know if that's exactly beneficial, but I guess it's good to have in your back pocket anyway. Just like being a gold member, right? Like I get a few things for free, but are you really getting them for free because you're gold? Or is it just because nobody really cares at some of these hotels? I don't know. But, funny little story. A couple of the perks, like getting some qualifying nights towards status, up to globalist status, so it's giving you a little bit of a runway there. And then also, what a lot of people, I think, don't realize is that it actually comes with the DoorDash Dash Pass subscription, which again, not necessarily beneficial since I still have that for I think another year on my Chase Sapphire Preferred. So really, at the end of the day, it's just going through my plan of a free night, guaranteed vacation, a bunch of points that I could stay at a really high-end hotel, and if I decide not to stay at that high-end hotel, I could take the sign-up bonus of 30,000 points and get at least 3 to 5 nights in a fairly nice Hyatt hotel for some vacation over the next, however many years. So number 2, let's just go into my credit profile. How many inquiries do I have? What's my 524 status, etc., etc. This is something I don't normally do, but I was kind of inspired by Josh when he went through his Watch Me Apply of his World of Hyatt credit card video. He went through all the data points, and I guess I figured to myself, like, yeah, I guess that would be beneficial for most people just to kind of see, like, how many inquiries, how many new cards in the last 24 months, just to see all these data points on how you got approved in the first place. So This is my first time doing that, and I'll do that in this video. So with that said, my credit profile is, well, I've had 7 cards open in the last 24 months. So yeah, I'm well above 524, which means I will get instantly denied if I were to apply for this credit card myself. So much like Josh having to force Jessica to get that credit card,
Amateur hour's over. Let's secure this bag.
Round 2, fight.
Let's find that World of Hyatt.
I'm doing the same for my now wife. And it was on our own accord, right? No coercion at all. We don't do any coercion here. No coercing things. We don't coerce. We don't do that. So if you pull in my wife, my Jessica's credit profile, as far as I can tell from her credit profile, she doesn't really track it that much. She's had 3 credit cards opened in the last 24 months, so she's 324, which means she's in the clear for that since this is a Chase credit card. And she's also had, I believe, 2 hard inquiries on her Experian over the last couple of years, and also 2 hard inquiries on her Equifax and her TransUnion as well. And that's just basically the last few cards she's gotten over the last year. And I couldn't fully confirm this, but there should be a hard inquiry somewhere for a pre-approval letter that we've done in the last 3 months. So now on to the watch me apply section. And honestly, let me just take a moment to say, like, what the heck, Chase? What the heck, World of Hyatt? Why is there no referral program anymore? Why did we have to get rid of that over the last few months? Come on now. How else are we supposed to make a living? I would have used Josh's referral. He would have got a good amount, like 5,000 points, I think the old referral used to be. And then you go into it right now and it says, it is now concluded. Like, what are we doing here? Let's get our acts together. We want referral bonuses. I mean, come on. Unless this is all kind of just preemptive attacks to kind of de-incentivize more and more people to not get this World of Hyatt credit card, so this way they can possibly introduce that rumored higher end World of Hyatt credit card. You guys hear about that? They're thinking about like a $200 to $400 higher end, maybe like a Hilton Aspire competitor, etc. Who knows? It probably can take years for this to ever come out, but maybe that's something in the works. Who knows? Just a rumor. So now onto this watching me apply. It honestly was one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. I mean, I was actually laughing out loud when we did this. So of course, for the people watching at home, it's just a normal credit card application. Name, right? It's going to be going through all these things, where you live, Social Security, all of these things that are normal. Just make sure you're under 524, not that many hard inquiries, and for the most part, you'll be able to get approved. But when I had my wife do this application and she went through it, I was kind of just outlining all of the benefits, and she was literally just sitting there, just pulled up the World of Hyatt credit card, didn't even prompt me at all, put all of her information in, and by the time I finished my sentence, she already was hitting the apply button, and I saw the thing circling, and I literally pulled out my phone as fast as I could possibly pull it out, and there it was. Credit line $9,000 approved for the World of Hyatt card. Tell the people, how quickly did you just do this application?
I did that in 5 seconds. It doesn't matter to me anymore.
Immediately after recording, within 5 seconds, the wheel stopped spinning, and bam, she was approved for, I think it was a $10,000 limit. I don't know why I can't. $9,000. Confirm that now, but I think it was $10,000 limit. $9,000. It just, right off the bat, it was so ridiculous. And I was like, you just ruined the video. I said, why did you do that so fast? It was no joke. 55 seconds. 45 seconds, really. It was really about 45 seconds from the time I started talking about it to her getting approved. She was like, I think I got it on camera. She was like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm so used to this right now. I think this is now her 10th credit card. And she's like, I don't even care anymore. She's like, it doesn't even affect my credit. We get good bonuses. What do I care? Just, you know. So she's a real trooper for that. And, you know, we're going to be getting a lot of value from this card going forward. But I just thought that was so funny. So we got approved. Let's go. And of course, with this credit card, now we got to put it into our overall credit card setup, which I have outlined a little bit in this next video. So let's just talk about how this credit card fits into my overall credit card strategy going forward for, honestly, just for the foreseeable future. For years to come, I think we'll be able to value a lot of benefits from this credit card.